Live from New York, this is WIUR Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Booth Review on WIUR Radio. I'm your host, Robbie Basil, the president of WIUR. I'm joined by my incredible team of Chase Caridi and JJ Seglio. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. And a lot has changed. We've seen great New York teams rise and fall, and we've also seen the Mets lose too many times to the Marlins, which convenient.
Go
And
figure, man.
And speaking of the diamond, that's where we're starting today. The MLB playoffs, gentlemen. I think the only correct word to describe the start to the playoffs has been chaotic. And I think that's the only fair way to put it. We had 3 game threes last night. Chase.
It's all over the place.
Pretty wild.
It's been all over the place. And we have a couple intriguing ALDS and NLDS series coming up. But recapping the wild card as a whole, Chase, what are your thoughts on how the 4 series played out?
I mean, listen, I feel like every time there comes a point where we all have the conversation of what are the best playoffs in all sports. And maybe it's not baseball, but I mean, they made a pretty good case this season alone just so far. I mean, 3 game threes, something we don't see as Mets fans, we've seen it a bit more often than
we
we'd
were
like.
the only team that had game threes before this.
These are
postseason.
true, and we won one of them.
One of them, and then we
So-
got shut out in the other one.
But even still, really fun
It was
series.
going to be both of them, by the way, if it wasn't for that Pete Alonso bomb. We've been shut out in both of them.
Shout out 2024. Feels like a decade ago.
It was literally a
but
year ago
these
today.
wild card series, I think were really fun. And I'm just excited to see what these teams are able to do moving forward. And we get to see from actual teams like the Blue Jays, Mariners, Phillies, and Brewers. I'm excited to see how all of their success in the regular season transforms in the postseason.
I mean, JJ, we saw a lack of offense to start the playoffs, and then we saw, the Dodgers be the Dodgers. But like I said earlier, it wasn't a lot of offense throughout the first round. It was the pitchers, for the most part, were stealing the show. I mean, what are your thoughts on the MLB playoffs so far?
I mean, credit where credit is due. I mean, Tariq Skubal looked absolutely fantastic. I mean, Max Fried dealt, Garrett Crochet dealt. A lot of really good pitching, but that's what you come to expect in the postseason is your best pitchers have to stand out and be at their absolute peak. I mean, what we saw last night, I mean, Cam Schlittler, I'm convinced that New York runs on Cams. Cam Scatterbo and Cam Schlittler. It's like they're Dunkin' Donuts. New York runs on Cam. But yeah, pitching is the biggest aspect of the postseason, no questions asked. And for those of you and you said, Chase, that baseball has made a case for the best postseason in sports, you did not see how many game 7s were in the NHL playoffs this year, for the record.
That is
Fair.
true.
But yeah, it was a very fun wild card. And you know what? My biggest takeaway is I suck at predicting. I went 1 for 4 in these wild
He
card
didn't
series.
go 1-3-1 though in the football.
We'll
pick
talk
'em.
about football later, but yeah, Red
He
Sox
didn't do that, ladies and
sold.
gentlemen. He did not do what I did and go 1-3-1 in the NFL pickup. So you cannot say you're that bad either.
I mean, I doubted the Yankees, number 1. I thought
Sure.
Boston was going to do it again. I thought the Padres were going to sweep Chicago. That was just idiot. I mean, Padres, you're really the contender for locale of the week. I mean, you get Mason Miller, Ramon Laureano, Gavin Sheets, Freddie Fermin, Ryan O'Hearn, Dylan Cease, among others at just one. And I think it's Cease at the 1 trade deadline, but still in general, you're dumping prospects like they're candy. And yeah, Mason Miller is great, but we're only going to give up the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, Leo Dallas DeVries. But yeah, I mean, if you don't win a World Series, you're literally the biggest failure in all of baseball, period.
The Padres will definitely be a team that we talk about, not just through this offseason, but for the next couple of years, because they might be losing Dylan Cease in free agency this year. They could be losing more pieces as time goes on. The team that impressed me a lot were the Detroit Tigers. I mean, playing against a Cleveland Guardians team that were in peak form, and they go out and play the series they did. There wasn't a lot of offense, and that was kind of the expectation going into it. But the Detroit Tigers, I had my doubts about them. Going into this series, losing, I believe it was 7 of 10. or 8 of 10. I don't even remember what it
They also
was.
blew a 14.5 game lead in a month.
That just displays the mental ability of this Detroit Tigers group. And you mentioned Tariq Skubal. He was great. Casey Mize was underwhelming. He was all right.
He got pulled in what, like the fourth inning? I think
Yeah,
it was?
pulled in the fourth. Yeah. But I think that was another big theme was some of the young starters we mentioned, Cam Schlittler, Massachusetts kid living, the Boston Red Sox, which was nuts last night. Pitched at Northeastern, was
12
great for the
strikeouts.
Huskies. Had 12 strikeouts. One of the, if not the, I think he tied for the most strikeouts by a rookie in a playoff game.
He made me feel like I was watching Don Larson. I'll be straight up.
Don Larson's crazy.
He was that good.
Schlittler was great. I watched a good bit of it last night. The Dodgers were the Dodgers, which knocked out the Reds, which thank God I didn't go.
The Reds
3
were literally the 2023 Miami Marlins.
Hunter
Thought they'd make that
Green
interesting. They did.
disappointed me.
Awful.
Oh yeah,
Hunter
Just
Green.
awful.
yeah.
You know, he can throw 102, but he also can allow nukes to a stadium near you. That is the theme for Hunter Green.
To
He
make
got
matters
annihilated.
worse, Robbie, the biggest takeaway from that series is not how bad the Reds were, but ladies and gentlemen, I don't think the Dodgers are going to win another series with that bullpen. Oh my God.
I think we could all agree that it's been a theme for them all season long. And the Dodgers, yes, their bullpen's been a mess. Now they're playing against a Philadelphia Phillies group that
Mhm.
won the National League East, have a really good offense as well. Also, this is a fun fact of the day. Nick Castellanos didn't commit an error this season.
What?
Allegedly, I don't know how that works.
Trey Turner had, I think, 7 times more errors than Nick Castellanos did. That's
So-
unbelievable.
Well,
7.
zeros.
So yeah, well,
Trey had a
7.
lot. I'll be honest.
Sure.
But Philadelphia. It's gonna be a fun series, Dodgers Phillies. I think the Cubs Brewers might put people to sleep.
I disagree. That's going to be a really
It's gonna be fun, but
series.
there's gonna be no scoring.
Are
the
you?
pitch-
It's NL Central Baseball. Are you surprised? I'm not.
The series I'm entertained about, I'm most intrigued about rather, is again, like I said last week, the one on one of my other shows is the one with the Tigers again with the Mariners, because
Weird
no
matchup.
one knows how good I don't think anyone is convinced on how good this Mariners team actually is. And the reason I'm wording it like that is they don't have as much. Both of these teams have very little playoff experience.
Yeah.
You have a
true.
Mariners group that can pitch the lights out.
Oh yeah. Shout out
Like,
to Kirby.
Mariners also had a 21-year drought from 2001 all the way to 2022 of not making the postseason.
Saved by Cal Raleigh.
Saved
Literally.
by Kyle Riley's 60
It's happening
home run
again.
season.
And it happened again.
So I'm intrigued to see how it looks, how the series looks, mainly for the Tigers.
That's the first time they've won the West since 01, if I'm not mistaken. Because they had
yeah,
116 wins because they had the drought and they
Yep.
were a
They were
wild card in
in that first one.
2022.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Shout out the M's.
the Mariners, I don't know. Like, I think their hitting is what I'm going to be intrigued to see
Mhm.
because that's what sold them in 22 when they made the playoffs. Their hitting was kind of awful, but they could
Minus that
pitch-
9-1 comeback against the Jays, which was
Right.
outrageous.
Exactly. But this Mariners group, I like them a lot, but I can't pick that series. I can pick the others, but that's the one I feel like I can't pick because we don't know what version of either team we're going to get. So I'm most
At
intrigued
all.
about Detroit. Like, I mean, they just went out and beat Cleveland somehow. So at this rate, you know, and it-
Haram/guard ball has finally been defeated, ladies and gentlemen. There
It's
maybe is some
unbelievable.
peace out there in the world.
well, I wouldn't say peace in the world for something like
For
that.
baseball, probably.
Cleveland, who wins 9 of 10 to finish the season, goes out quietly, winning 1 game, and that's about it.
They
Those-
did 14.5 game comeback for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
The only thing they can say is that they won more playoff games than the New York Mets. As they,
Hey.
yeah, no franchise, a
Ooh.
franchise that spent
$1 billion this
no.
offseason.
What's even more fun is that if you look at total payroll, we have 5 times their payroll.
Yeah.
Only 5, which
Wow.
surprises me. I thought it would be much more than that.
Me too. That J-Ram
Sure.
contract, man.
Yeah, yeah.
What
Mark-
was that base running in that first game? Oh my
Pretty
God.
I
bad.
want to talk about
It's bad
base
was what it
running.
was.
Base running was bad.
Awful.
but the Yankees got carried on base running by Jazz Chisholm in game 2.
Scoring all the way from first on a single is pretty incredible in
Pretty
the
wild
eighth
stuff.
inning.
And one to the corner, Jazz ran it well, and then last night Cam Slittler pitched the doors and took out the lights and whatever term you want.
Ryan
to use.
McMahon sacrificed himself
That play was
Ryan
to keep
McMahon,
Slittler in the
who
game.
I
That play
forgot
is-
was on the team.
That play is
True.
already better than Jeter. That play is already
nah,
better
nah,
than
nah,
Jeter.
nah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you want to talk about irrelevancy because the Guardians are going to be irrelevant in like a week.
Sure.
Ahmed Rosario starts at third for
Wow.
the Yankees for not one, but 2 playoff games. No, I think it might have been 3. I don't know.
I don't think he started all 3 of them.
because he didn't start game. He
How
started.
bad
game,
is Ryan McMahon if Ahmed Rosario
I
started?
mean, he can't hit lefties.
Clearly.
Those who know how good Ryan McMahon is, what was that card he had in MLB The Show? Was it
He
21?
had
Do y'all
a,
remember that one?
I believe it was an 88 overall,
overall.
Tops Now card.
No, it was
It was Tops Now, right?
wasn't it the
It was Tops Now. It had ridiculous
was it like the
powers.
42 series?
No. It was
He
the
wasn't in the
Tops.
42 series from the Rockies.
I don't think he was, but he had a Tops Now card from what I remember.
Comment down below what card
I
that
believe it
was.
was Charlie Blackman.
Probably. Oh no, it was Herman Marquez.
Oh yeah, it was Marquez because he was the Tops Now.
Yeah, he
card.
was the top stuff. See, ball knowledge. Even though I don't play the game anymore. Yeah, because I'm not good. If you know how bad I am at this game. But
You're terrible.
thank you.
Give a home run to
started
Bryce
game too.
Terang.
McMahon starting game too. Well, McMahon
Batting ninth though.
batting ninth, Ryan McMahon, and he has been bad.
What a trade deadline by then.
Yeah, you want to talk about bad trade? You want to talk about trade deadlines?
I
man.
guess
the
we
Padres. When you
can.
go into them,
You do all that to not win a single series.
it's amazing. It's amazing what sucking at
This
the
is
trade
the card, by
deadline
the
can
way.
do to
The
you.
86 overall third
Yes.
baseman.
Nice.
Yeah,
Powered
you know, it
for no
destroyed-
reason.
Him and Sixto Sanchez were the Emily show.
Sixto San.
Oh,
No,
and of
Edward
course-
Cabrera.
Oh, of course, Edward Cabrera.
And 99
Cabrera.
overall, Jacob DeGrom.
Those who know about Edward Cabrera, that's how you knew who the man was when he beat the Mets. I saw this meme. I think you'll find this funny. Where someone made an edit with the 90 with the what was it, the 96 Cabrera,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Hold on, we've seen this script before." And some guy just doing no hitter with Edward Cabrera, and then we saw all like the animations from him. I'm like,
Yep.
God.
Good gosh.
Like, that's the moment you knew when I saw Edward Cabrera was pitching that game against the Mets. I was like, we're screwed. We're
Yeah.
so
But when
cooked.
you saw Javi Mendoza's bullpen decision, that's when you knew the
Oh,
game was
yeah.
Don't
screwed.
even get me started on him because
Woo.
everything I say is just going to be, that.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about Mendoza.
Brilliant.
Well, all right.
Well, I think it's only right we predict the division series.
How
because
bad are
Okay.
we going to do this week? We
who
were
will have the yips and who is going to actually like do something competent? Find out in about 5 seconds. So we will begin with the series that no one is going to watch, and that is the Dodgers. I'm kidding. Although you're going to watch all of them.
Yeah, true.
Those who have a pulse, unless you're watching college football or whatever else you want to watch, yeah, you'll be tuning into this. Thank goodness this didn't start last week because everyone would have been watching the Ryder Cup and the U.S.'s attempted comeback instead of this.
I mean,
So
I
here
will
we are.
definitely not be watching this series. I'll be real watching and hoping the Phillies get swept, but the Phillies will win this series.
All right,
in 4
Dodgers. We're
games.
going with Dodgers, Phillies. Chase is gone. JJ's gone with Phillies at 4. Chase, what do you got?
I think I'm going to go with the Dodgers still. I mean, sure, they did not play well against the Reds, especially bullpen wise, but I think all things considered, when it matters most, they're going to be able to
They
turn it
definitely
around.
overlooked them for sure.
Oh, for sure. But I don't think they're going to overlook the Phillies.
There's a god above the reverse jinx works.
I'm
Yeah,
going with the Phillies.
Sure.
I trust their pitching more.
Also, Harrison Bader is turning into Tony Gwynn this season.
Harry Bonds.
Yeah.
Something about the postseason with that guy.
Though
Let's
I
just
got to
nuts.
admit,
Speaking of Bonds and MLB The Show, I saw a poster. They dropped a 99 overall Brett Beatty. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd ever see that. But
there's a
here we are.
Brett Beatty.
Yes, 99 September monthly awards, Brett Beatty.
That works.
But
Yeah.
All right, let's talk. First of all, Game 1's pitching matchup. I never thought I'd be saying this. Otani, of course,
Yeah.
is facing Christopher Sanchez.
He has been an absolute revelation.
very
For
good
the
Aaron
Phillies.
Nola, your time. I know Aaron Nola pitched. What was it? Yes, they did an inter squad thing. I don't know if it was tonight or yesterday.
I think it was
I
yesterday.
think it was yesterday. were Nola. It was Nola, and I forgot the others. But Nola did pitch in that, and apparently looked okay. So game ones are all on Saturday. So if you don't like football and you want to watch baseball, then Saturday's the
It's
day
there
for
for you.
Is there is what he said. But yeah, going back to this series, I'm going with Philadelphia. It just speaks a lot to how good they are if they're starting Christopher Sanchez game one and not their stud and the former stud and Aaron Nola or Zach Wheeler. Isn't Zach Wheeler hurt?
He's hurt.
Yeah, cool. They got a lot of other starting pitchers that are kind of nice. If any of them were on the Mets, then the Mets would have made the playoffs. So yeah,
their guys just played good. They'd be in the
yeah,
playoffs.
that is very
Not
true.
a Mets podcast.
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler
is.
could have been a Met, man.
Yeah,
No, he was.
he was a
Hurts.
Met.
He literally
He
was.
was a
He
Met.
could be right
Started his
now,
career
I'm
on the
saying.
Giants
I
and went
know.
traded to the Mets, and then
And then the Wilpon said,
Eric Chavez is officially gone.
"Wait, what? Are you serious?"
wait, what happened?
Eric Chavez is no longer on the.
Yes, finally.
Or third base coach Mike Sarda.
You know what?
Phil's head coach Sean McDermott. Oh, that's. You guys okay?
Phil said what to Sean McDermott?
No.
Wait, what
No, there's
Oh,
more
wait
guys.
a second. We got everybody. We
More
got
guys are out against
Jeremy
him.
Hefner, Jeremy Barnes, and Eric
Hefner's
Chavez.
gone.
Hefner's gone.
Wow.
Give out three claps.
He was the one guy I thought might stay.
Psych, you ain't getting any claps.
Well, besides Mendy.
Brutal. But who's gonna be the coaches now? Because we just fired everybody.
Well, that is pretty much what Stearns insinuated in
Yeah.
his press
Yep.
conference. Well, at least it's happened now.
Charm for?
Because why not?
Fair enough.
All right.
Not
back
a
to-
Mets podcast.
Back to baseball.
Back to baseball.
that matters.
2 with the Phillies, 1 with the Dodgers. We'll stay in the National League. We got the Cubs, who actually played baseball.
True.
And they beat the Padres. And watch Fernando Tatis go 1 for 12 with 5
1 for
strikeouts.
12.
What a superstar.
What a guy.
How much are they paying this man?
A lot.
Too
Good.
much.
Love
Hey,
that.
Machado played well though.
Yeah.
I do gotta say though, I feel so bad for Sandra Bogarts, man. That called
just-
strike 3 was outrageous.
Yeah, it doesn't help that he's been pretty terrible. Like with
he
the
had a good
contract.
I
series
forget he
though
plays baseball.
against the Cubs. He had a good series.
You forget he plays baseball.
Sad thing is they would
is
have.
a very relatable.
The
statement.
sad thing is they would have had the bases loaded, nobody out if it wasn't for the walk. If it was for that call,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, that's brutal.
That's very good.
What can you do though?
They're taking on the Brewers, who somehow
Don't you mean Pat Murphy's pancake and power of friendship team?
the Brewers, who
I guess that's what you mean.
traded many players over the years, including last year's Devin Williams, and somehow
Good call.
are the best team in the National League. Which
Not
makes,
just in the National League, but in all of baseball.
who do we got? I'll start Brewers. 4 games. This series is going to be god awful. The Cubs are going to be sent packing very quickly. Though I do think they win 1 game in the Windy City, and this series is going to be the least talked about one of them all.
I think it's going to be a good one for sure. But I mean, the Brewers are the best team in baseball for a reason. The Cubs have been playing really well. I think it's definitely going to go 5 games.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, I mean, you all know how the song goes. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna lose today. Brewers in 5, choke, Cubs choke. They fail again. Brewers go to the championship series.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. Obviously, divisional play and a lot of history in the past couple of years between these two teams.
This is the first time they've ever played in the postseason outside of game 163.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
But even still, obviously, everything with Council and what Pat Murphy's been able to do with the Brewers now, I think it's pretty easily the Brewers are going to take this matchup, and the 1 seed will continue to move forward.
So I have Brewers and the Phillies. God,
I
that's
also-
not good.
Ugh.
Brewers and the Phillies.
I mean,
We're
Brewers,
suffering
Dodgers
no
is a
matter
much
what.
better-
It's either because
and
he's
Chase has Brewers, Dodgers.
Yeah.
Actually,
these are the scenarios, by the way, Robbie. It's either one of these for these 4 NL teams. You either have the Dodgers, who won the championship last year, the
Right.
Phillies, who are Nazis, basically,
Okay.
that's a term.
the Cubs, who have Pete Crow Armstrong, who everybody's been talking about nonstop, and the Brewers, who have been literal cancer
He was
to
the
the
MVP
Mets.
in the summer, though.
Literal cancer to
was
the
MVP
Mets.
in
The
the
Brewers.
summer.
He was MVP this summer. I listened to 2 commentaries about him. I wanted to
Yeah.
gouge my eyes
This
out.
is true.
So When we return from this short break, we will discuss the American League along with more NFL talk here on WIUR Radio.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, I'm Morgan Beastie from the Ionian, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Are you looking for the latest scoop on campus news, sports, and more? Check out the Ionian University's very own award-winning student newspaper. We keep you up to date with everything happening on and off campus. Want to know about the big game, the latest campus event? It's all in the Ionian. Join the conversation. Read, write, and get involved. Visit www.theionian.org or pick up a copy around campus. Stay informed, stay connected. Now, back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
Welcome back to the Booth Review. I'm Robbie Basil. I'm joined by my incredible pair, the incredible pair of JJ Seglio and Chase Caridi. While the vibes may be down for whatever the reason, the American League divisional series, will be completely intriguing for those who actually desire to be watching good or bad baseball, depending on who you ask. But we will begin with the series that is not starting in the United States, and that is the Toronto Blue Jays, who somehow won the East despite most of the country of the United States projecting them to finish fourth in the American League East this season.
Who on earth said they were finishing fourth?
A lot of people said they're.
I had them finishing second.
I had them finishing
Hey,
bottom.
man,
so
the Orioles were supposed to be
Bottom?
really good.
You mean the worst?
I had them trading like half their team.
What?
Yeah, it's not.
The
good.
Rays would be better than them.
Well, I
Really?
didn't. Well, I thought it's the Rays.
I'll be honest.
Shout
I
out
thought.
Jake Mangum,
I'll be honest.
former Met.
I thought the
I thought
Rays.
Baltimore wouldn't underperform this bad. I did not.
To be fair, their
Charlotte
entire
Morton.
I
staff
never
got
thought
hurt.
Toronto would actually put it together.
Their whole staff
No, I think
ended
that's
up
valid.
true, but their whole staff ended
I
up
think
in the
I'd still probably
hospital.
had around 3. I think Boston and New York would still be ahead of them,
Yeah,
which all 3 teams made the playoffs.
all three of them made the playoffs.
They did.
Unfortunately,
All but Jordan.
Beantown got kicked to the street. So
B-Town
Wow.
got
let's talk
shipped back up.
this series, and this, like the other two, it begins on Saturday. So Chase, who do you got? Yankees, Jays.
You know, I think it is, again, a fun series, like we've said with previous matchups, divisional. And obviously, these two teams were really clashing for almost the entire season, fighting for that #1 spot. The Blue Jays got it in the regular season. And I know that obviously the Yankees will make it interesting. But you know what? I'm still just going to go with the Jays. 5 games, I think it goes. But something about Toronto, I think they'll be able to move it forward.
Sorry?
Gonna be a tough one for sure. I will say that I'm very intrigued by the Jays at the current state that they're in right now. They've been playing really, I don't want to say bad baseball, but not great baseball. They've been doing just enough to skate by. I don't think that's going to work. I think the Yankees are going to win this series in 4 games. There may or may not be some hope in this city after all.
I'm also going with the Pinstripes. I have no faith in Toronto at all. I've never really had. This team is so weird because
They are a weird team.
when you look at their roster, there's no way this team should be what are they, the #1 team in the American League this year?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
because their payroll's only high because they're paying Vlad Guerrero $450 million for 14 years.
By the
He's
way,
crazy get paid.
they have Vlad Guerrero, they have Bo Bichette. Isn't he hurt though?
I believe Bo is.
Bruh, I haven't paid attention to baseball enough this year.
You're telling me I've only been watching the Mets.
But I'm going Yankees. I'm more confident in them.
He's on 10-day IL.
They are an intriguing team to watch for the rest of the postseason. I'm
If
worried.
Cam Schlittler pitches like that
I'm
again.
interested to see though if one Schlittler can continue to dominate as he has been, but how will the impact of having no Garrett Cole becomes for the
This is
Yankees?
true.
Could
This
it
is where the
eventually
pitching depth
add
gets
up?
really
And we
interesting.
saw with, the success of Fried in game 1, it didn't take long for them to blow that. So.
Exactly.
Well, Garrett Crochet was on the other side. I don't think the Jays have a
This is
starter
true.
like Crochet.
Hey, Shane Bieber.
Kevin Gossman, I guess.
Yeah.
Who else?
Max Scherzer.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait. Max Scherzer's on the playoff roster.
Yeah,
what I'm looking at,
he
yeah.
should
Yankee
be, he
fans should be dancing in the clubs for
Nice.
that because we
This
all
depth
know
chart is not pretty.
it's pretty bad.
It is bad.
But I'm
It is
still going with Toronto.
I'm going
I-
Yanks.
Yankees. And then finally, we have the Detroit Tigers, who are almost turned into a meme. They
Got
take on the
close.
team that has Cal Raleigh and pitching. the Mariners.
The only like likable team left.
Shout out
Uh,
to Rye alum George Kirby.
Shout out George Kirby.
George Kirby.
Yeah, they're really in the
stud.
show.
I was
Shout
at
out
his
again.
I was at his
Who do we
debut.
got? Who do we got? JJ.
Who do I got? I mean, this series, I'm happy. We finally get a series that no one saw coming.
Sure.
The Tigers and the Mariners.
Very weird, isn't it?
This is definitely the ayahuasca type of series. I don't know how to feel about this, but I'm going with the Detroit Tigers. I can't trust the Seattle Mariners. I hope they have protection this year because the nut punches have been very bad for the Seattle Mariners in previous years. As long as it's not a red solo cup protection, they should be okay, but I'm going with the Tigers and their pitching.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about pitching. I think nobody really touches the Mariners in that sense. And with the hitting, obviously, there is a big question in that. Besides Kyle Riley, who else is going to be really able to step up and kind of make that move? Obviously, we saw trade acquisitions of, Naylor and Suarez, but I think they do put it together. I mean, they got the 2 seed for a reason, I believe, at least. And while the Tigers had their big time collapse and were able to kind of get back with the Guardians, I don't think they're going to end up going on some sort of level. I think the Mariners are going to take this.
Someone
series.
fact check me. I don't think the Mariners have ever in their history made it to the World Series.
Correct. Yes.
I
If
don't believe
this
so.
is the year, this
They've
is
lost to the Yankees a lot.
Yeah.
1995 they lost to them. 2001 they lost to
Well,
them.
guess what? They're going to face off against each other in 2025.
Oh,
So I have the Seattle
man.
Mariners.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I do
Well,
not
no,
see
but-
the Tigers scoring more than 4 runs a game
I could see that.
against any. I have the Mariners at 4. I'm confident in Gilbert and Brian Wu,
Unless Dylan
George
Dingler-
Kirby, or whatever.
Dylan Dingler could go God mode again. who knows?
Scooball's going to need the. When will he even be able to go? Saturday.
Probably game
2?
3, 2.
When
Yeah,
do they
sure.
play games? Is that Monday or Sunday?
Game 2 for them would be. I have no idea.
He just pitched on what was it? Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So,
Sunday.
I would say
Games are Sunday, so you can start
game
either
two.
way.
Sunday,
You'd start
game
game 2. And with the rest, you'd need Scooble to pitch multiple games to have a
Oh,
chance.
for sure.
School has to go to game 2 and 5.
I don't
So-
trust Casey Mize or
Casey
No,
Mize,
no,
former top
Jack
prospect.
Flaherty.
Jack Flaherty
Jack
wasn't
Flaherty's-
He had
terrible.
a solid game.
He
was fine.
It was against the Guardians, but then against the Mariners. So
Yeah, what can you do? Hey,
So
we'll see how.
I don't even know who they're going to throw in game 1 for the Tigers. So I'm going with the Mariners.
The Mariners.
Their pitching is amazing. I believe they have the best starting rotation in the American League that's left. They have the most complete rotation out of the groups that have the squads that are left. So
is this
season,
the
holy
year
crap.
of destiny for the Mariners?
no, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
They'll be death starred by the evil empire once again.
The Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah,
I would like that though. I would like that. A Canadian team falling in the
kind of a
in the-
nightmare conference.
the
You
World
want to talk about a
Championship.
nightmare scenario for America is having Canada win the Four Nations face-off and the Blue Jays win the World Series.
Hey,
Seattle's their
then-
representation. of
and the
America.
Oilers go back to the Cup final again.
Or like
Oh,
if the Leafs actually want to not underperform. Or
Oh my God.
that meme will never die.
If the Leafs go to the
Team-
Final Four, so help me God.
At least the Raptors are terrible.
Raptors are awful.
The Raptors are bad. Multiple teams in Canada for the and the NHL are bad. So
Yeah.
And then there's Winnipeg.
and then there's Winnipeg. So if you like defense and you like a lot of things about the teams from up north, then the Blue Jays and Winnipeg are the teams for you. I don't know, but
And technically the,
The
Buffalo
America-
Bills, you could say.
they're not in Canada.
They're not.
They
in Canada.
basically
They are not in
And
Canada.
Are the only New York sports football team.
That is true.
Touche.
So in terms of who we have in our CSs, I have the Yankees in Seattle, which sure, first time they're facing off, I believe since 2001.
Yep.
And then I have the Phillies and the Brewers, which
Mhm.
terrible.
Awful.
Both
I
two
hate it
bad
here.
series, and I would not watch either.
hate it here.
Who do you have, Chase?
So I have the Mariners and the Blue Jays.
Okay.
So a little bit different
Cool.
there. And
Love
then I've got the Dodgers and the Brewers.
Oh God,
So, you know,
rematch of 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, real interesting stuff. Bring back the MVP race, even though one
Yeah.
of those guys isn't on that team anymore.
Bellinger and Yelich. You want to talk about a crazy race? That was
Oh,
incredible.
Ryan
That
Ellis. And I
race.
was on the Yankees, who might make it.
Who do you have, JJ?
Who do I have? I have the Yankees going back to the ALCS versus the Rally Tigers, I like to call them.
Oh, so you have Yankees, Tigers.
First time since
and-
2000
That's a very interesting.
first time since
championship
That's a
series.
2012.
very weird series.
First time since 2012 for the Yankees and the Tigers.
Mhm.
And then in the National League, I have the Phillies and the Brew Crew because God hates me.
All right,
Standard
so
1 seed versus 2 seed.
baseball may be an evil game for depending on what your fan base is, but it also could be even worse if you're a fan of certain NFL teams, and that is where we'll be heading to next. And we'll be starting with not the game from last night because I just like having fun, and we'll talk about the team that loves to lose games. The Bills. Okay.
Hey.
They don't know what losing is like.
Well, we got pretty close
Lo-
against the Saints.
The Saints are scrappy, man.
Spencer Rattler, man.
He's
I
the
always knew there was something in there
he's
with
the
old
real
Rattler.
deal. Spencer Rattler's the
Kendra
real
Miller?
Kendra
Let's
Miller.
talk about that.
Jawad Johnson.
losing.
No, he didn't
that-
do anything.
Losing. Never heard of her. That is the joke about the Bills.
Chase
so far. Though
Claypool.
Keon Coleman has underperformed for me
Well, I
in
mean-
fantasy, so that's been fun.
Yeah, Waters.
But let's talk about teams that love to lose. The Jets. We'll start with them. They played on Monday
No.
in a glorious matchup that absolutely no one watched. They
No,
took on-
everybody watched that game. Let's be honest here.
well
Our
originally
other choice was Bengals Broncos. Like,
yeah, Jake Brown. I kid you not.
what
The
do you think
Bengals.
we were watching.
The Bengals may have the most lifeless
a
offense
TV
I've
show?
ever seen.
maybe
Who watches TV shows in the
Monday
fall
Night
when there's
Raw,
football on?
You know, anything else is on.
I mean I know a lot of my friends do.
Who
because-
watches Raw anymore? Wrestling's kind of falling apart. I'll be honest.
Nah,
Hey.
hey,
You can tune into Real Graps to hear more about wrestling.
no, I'm saying that, you know, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of people I know a lot of my friends who like to watch TV shows, they did not put on the Jets game because that game was terrible. Even if the score says that it was a 6-point game. And yes, Garrett Wilson may have won multiple people their fantasy football matchup. But what you can also say is that that game was completely
It was one hell
terrible.
of a catch.
13 penalties against the Jets. I thought the officiating, I am a Jets fan. I will admit that. The officiating in that game was it was bad. I think we
Bet
can all
on, bet on
agree it
both
was-
sides or one sided, you think?
I mean, people were complaining about the late hit on Tua. I thought it was a penalty.
I
Looking back on it. But in the past, Justin Fields took a very late hit against Buffalo and they didn't call it. So,
What can you do?
I mean, getting hit by Matt Milano while sliding is
And
not
also,
for the faint of
that
heart.
game was a blowout at that point.
Fourth quarter down by 24.
Charity penalty.
But also we saw the OPI on Garrett Wilson, which you can slow-mo that because Garrett Wilson made the Dolphins corner look like he
that
was
one was
a
that
seventh
one was
grader.
bogus.
That
was
one was
bad.
bad. But then he saved himself by making that incredible catch,
One
that
hell of a
late
catch.
touchdown.
But to me,
He
matters
should have
where
had 2
it's-
touchdowns in the Jets.
Yeah.
I
They
think
are wasting his
there's
career in
no
the
way
Jets,
that,
man.
that
But Braylon
thanks,
Allen,
mate.
but Braylon
Sorry.
Allen fumbling on the goal line, I think is what really put the
Hey,
Yeah,
Jets.
that's not how you
out.
wanted to start that
yeah,
game.
great news for Jets fans. He is out for 2 to 4 months, which is great.
Great for a
them.
Brees Hall fantasy owner.
Hey,
Sure.
though, I gotta shout out my guy, South Dakota State legend Isaiah Davis, who is one of the most picked up people in fantasy.
I was
this
just
year.
about to get to Isaiah Davis.
Isaiah Davis, love him. Hopefully
Go
he
Jack
actually
Rabbit.
Joe
like.
Jack. Yes, my
Go
college
Jack
football 25 dynasty team, Rally Jacks.
Hopefully he can hold on to the ball, unlike multiple
Yeah.
other people on this team.
Yep.
So, though I heard the Jets might trade Alan Lazard, which get him off our team.
Why is he still there?
You think we could cut him with his $12 million a year
You
contract?
paid him how much?
Very quiet.
The
That's
Aaron Rodgers experiment, ladies and gentlemen.
yep.
Traded
Despite
for Devontae Adams.
despite the
And
Jets,
now he's a Ram.
despite the Jets' best efforts, Darren Waller is inevitable. And caught not 1 but 2 touchdowns.
Poor Kelsey.
His
Plum.
first touchdown since 2023.
Yeah.
And the Jets went on to lose again in a 1-score game for the 3rd time in 4 weeks.
Thoughts on Aaron Glenn's post game press conference?
I'm gonna be dead honest. I'm glad he was yelling at people in the locker room. Apparently, I back that.
What
honestly.
else can you do at this
What
point?
I mean,
else-
you're 0-4. You
I
kind of
mean,
have to start
you
like
You lost to an 0-3 Miami team.
You lost,
lost
to the
Tyreek
Dolphins.
Hill in
who
the middle
lost
of that
Tyreek
game.
Hill, whose legs separated in 3 different
Yeah,
positions.
that was brutal.
That was
Yeah.
wild.
Will
That
he
was tough to
play in
watch.
2026?
I
Find
think he-
out on
I-
the next episode of whatever the show is.
I think he hangs it up.
Ball nose?
no. You see how
Definitely
much-
not a
You
ball
see how
nose
much money
episode.
he makes? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
That is a good question though.
Does he come back as a chief?
Will Tyreek Hill play next season?
That's very possible, by the way. Him as chief.
Yeah, that is
Sure.
very true.
Who
So,
are they going to trade for now?
that's a great question.
Garrett
Rashad
Wilson?
Bateman.
Garrett Wilson.
we're not
They're
trading
gonna
Garrett
trade
Wilson to
Garrett
the
Wilson
Chiefs.
to the Chiefs.
Chris Olave.
Though I at least
It's possible.
I think the Bills would trade them a wide receiver. After all, you did make a trade to give them Xavier Worthy.
Listen,
You didn't know what
Keon
you was doing.
Coleman would be as good on the Chiefs, I think.
I mean, he's not the build of a.
Doesn't run a 4.240 like
he's
Xavier
not.
Worthy.
Traded back twice.
But hey, we could sit here and talk
Hey, at least
about.
we didn't draft Xavier League yet.
Hey, we could sit here and talk
That
about.
was possible. So
True, we could sit here and talk about bad Bills
Could be
decisions
way
all day
worse.
long. But
Yeah,
Chase, talk
something
to me
is-
about the
You
Bills
trade him,
game
Tyrell
itself,
Shavers.
because we could
Yes,
sit here and
the
talk about
Bills,
bad Bill decisions all week long.
yeah, I mean,
Let's talk about teams that actually win games.
Shout out the Bills.
That don't feature my team or one of JJ's teams. Bills.
yeah,
Go.
we don't have to talk about
One
that
of them, my only team didn't win any games.
I thought you were a fan of the Giants.
Well, I guess you could say that.
We don't need to talk about the Giants.
We'll get there later.
Wait, they won. Nah, who cares?
We'll get there next. We'll get there
The-
next.
Yeah, so no, the Bills game. I mean, I think what a lot of people are saying, they're sleepwalking through this kind of first quarter of the season. A lot of games have been far closer than I think they should be. They handled with the Jets, and then ever since that, they were like, oh, we don't have to really try that hard against some of these teams. Miami, it was close, but shocker, Tua blew it again. And then with the Saints, I mean, listen, their defense showed up. I think they played a solid game with that. Just the offense is not really in a spot anywhere where it could be successful. I like Spencer Rattler. I don't think he's like just some joke they're putting at quarterback. Just
He
to
was
have
supposed to be a
tank season.
first-round draft pick, by the way, to
Hey,
Oklahoma.
I think he did a solid job. I mean, I don't know what they were trying with that Philly special
That was-
attempt. They got picked
that
off by
was
Cole Bishop.
absolutely
Cole Bishop,
awful.
shout out guy, getting the job done there. Because the rest of that defense, they play bad. I mean, just look at Kendrick Miller's stats. I mean, the run defense is definitely something I am afraid of. And obviously, looking at the first game, we saw what Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson did to the Bills.
I'm now starting to
in
think
that
that
first
game was a
matchup.
fluke because Derrick Henry hasn't done anything.
Hey, you
since.
know what?
Oh
But
my
when it comes
goodness.
to playing bad run defenses, they can still get the job done. So the Bills definitely do need to get back into emotion. But obviously, like Josh Allen is still playing at a top QB level, like we expected. James Cook won Offensive Player of the Month, like he's been dominant. And then just the passing game, obviously, you want some more consistency from guys like Basil. You'll be familiar to these guys: Kincaid, Coleman, kind of that lot. You can't just have Khalil Shakir and then eventually throw a ball to, like I've said, Tyrell Shavers or like Elijah Moore. But still,
Who's the other tight end? Not Kincaid.
Jackson
not
Hawes.
Jackson Hawes. I got a mistake with
Dawson
Josh.
Third
Knox.
string.
I got a
Legend.
mistake
Not-
with Jake Tondre.
Not
with,
even
Jack
close
Tondre.
to Dawson Knox being. Whew. Anyway, I think the Bills they're playing solid, but obviously things will need to ramp up as they play. I mean, the Patriots are a slightly tougher opponent, you could say,
They've been
but
good.
then it's the Falcons, Carolina, and then the Chiefs. Obviously, it'd be the big game. But
Will they
Yeah.
lose before
We'll
the
see what
Chiefs game?
Probably.
Probably not.
probably not.
Probably not.
Hey, the Falcons beating Washington,
The Commanders.
Mariota's Commanders. but-
Commanders. I
you know.
mean, I'll tell you what. If they
Jay
look
Daniels is
flat,
returning this
if
week.
they look
Listen.
flat against the Chargers, the Commanders might be on fraud watch.
But
But
yeah,
speaking
they
of the Chargers and speaking of teams who won a game,
fair enough.
you're going to hear this right, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Football Giants
JJ's
have
second team.
won a football game in 2025. Finally. It only took you 4 games.
And it was against the hardest team they played against.
I know. It's ridiculous. how
doesn't
they
make
did
any
that.
the
sense.
Chiefs.
Listen, we've seen games like Zach Wilson beat the Eagles. That did happen.
This happened.
That did happen.
I'll
Just
never hold on. Well, we can't.
That
just
was
let
the
that skip
greatest
by.
night of. That was the greatest night of my. One of the greatest.
I
Nights
will
of my
never
life.
forget this. I was doing a podcast with one of our
Yep.
guys and
Yep.
Robbie Basil and a guy named Devin Jarvis. Shout out Ithaca.
So, dude,
were
so, DJ.
what a
Holy
guy.
shout out, Jarvis.
Were
Yeah.
predicting
Wow.
the NFL season, and we were going through the Jets. And Robbie said the Jets were going to beat the Eagles at MetLife
That's
Stadium.
right.
Me, Jarvis, and Caps looked at him like,
What are you on?
It's your magnum opus.
it is Robbie's Magnum, but I don't
one
know.
of them. I will say.
I think the Magnum must be the winner. Storm Schmidt Hollandstad.
oh my God. No. There's better.
That was pretty good though. If you didn't get
yeah,
to
I don't know.
if you didn't get to watch the showcase between Iona
Oh,
men's
yeah.
soccer and Iona women's soccer
that was a
against
fun
Canisius.
day last week.
2 incredible soccer games, by the way.
By the way, women's soccer tomorrow, ESPN Plus, 1:00. It's gonna be awesome.
Taking on
Niagara.
Niagara.
Doing 12,
Should be a
128.
fun.
So-
Yeah.
But back to the
crap.
Giants.
Shout out to
Chargers.
Amari and Hampton for no reason.
I told you this
Yeah, but
guy was
10
good.
yards
He
a run.
said- I told you
Holy
this guy
crap.
was
That would be
good.
10 yards to carry. Also,
What the
Justin
heck?
Herbert having 2 interceptions. I guess
Yeah.
One of them to Dexter
Madison
Lawrence.
Beer was not the solution. Madison Beer wasn't the problem. Apparently, it was his
One
eyes
of
not
them-
being able to look
Try to
down
do
the
the
field.
Swift thing. It didn't
One
work.
of them, I kid you not, one of them was to Dexter Lawrence. And if he would have scored that, all of New York would have started running down the streets because that would have been the best play in the history of the league this season.
25 carries is absurd.
But yeah, shout out
How many
to
carries did he have?
25.
Scatterbo at 25.
Kim Scatterbo.
Fantasy football goat.
Cam
My
Scatterboo
guy.
might be this
Which you
generation's
refuse
Mike.
to move off of.
He
but
might
that's another
be this
time.
generation's Mike Allstott, and I absolutely love it.
Wasn't Allstott a fullback though?
Yes, he
I think
was.
also could do a
I-
backflip.
I have Cam listed in fantasy in one of my leagues. I have Cam's nickname as the fullback because Cam is basically the best thing we have to a fullback since. And I'll touch on Jackson Dart a bit. He won 13 for 20 at 111 yards.
25 times.
He definitely looked composed. He had that rushing touchdown, which sent MetLife Stadium into absolute
Lots of
rapture.
devil
But
there.
the biggest MVP, in my opinion, was without a shadow of a doubt, the defense. The defense was absolutely superb. And hey, they beat the Chargers, who might be on fraud watch.
Yeah. Also,
Those are my 2 cents on the Giants.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Giants did not come out of this game unscathed. Malik Neighbors has been sacrificed to the injury gods
Mhm.
because the Giants committed war crimes by beating the Chargers. So
No, the Giants committed war crimes by
winning. That's how it did.
the Giants committed war crimes by having that kind of turf at MetLife Stadium.
Nah, well,
Well,
This never happened.
we will see that be different for the World Cup
Thank
2026.
God.
Will it stay in the future? You don't know.
Who knows?
I know it won't in Atlanta because that experiment during the Copa America. If you know, you know
Brutal.
how bad the field was.
Brutal.
If you know, you know.
Absolutely terrible.
YK.
I
Yeah.
do want to say
If you know,
the
you
team that we definitely need to touch on a bit, and we're going to talk about 2 games, I would say, before we get to the picks. The Baltimore Ravens, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
You know, defense is a myth.
That game was supposed to be good.
The
No,
sad thing is, I think that Bills game broke them. They had a statement win in the palm of their
We'll
hands.
take it.
I mean, they lost Lamar Jackson, though.
And now Lamar is out, and I might have to see Cooper Rush. And my team just lost
There's
to a
really
backup
weird conflicting
quarterback.
reports, though. They set out to what 2 to 4 weeks, and then all of a
They're
sudden
already
he's
saying he's-
doubtful for the Texans.
They're already
game?
saying he's not going to play against
Weird
the Rams.
stuff.
I think so. I don't even
Really?
think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even think it's worth going to anymore.
So,
Oh yeah.
I will admit,
Especially after last night.
the third leading rusher on the Ravens was not Justice Hill for the first time all season. It was Derrick Henry. So if you had him in fantasy, you were screwed.
I traded him 2 weeks ago.
Big week.
Love Justice Hill. On the flip side, Isaiah Pacheco continues to disappoint.
Plus yards and 2 carries by Xavier Worthy in his return.
That was Worthy's second game. I thought he played
Oh, was
against
it
the.
second
Did
game?
he
I don't
play
know.
against the Giants? No, I don't think he did. but he
Though
played-
No, he didn't.
Though what's sad is Isaiah Pacheco. That was actually his most points he's had in a game all season.
That's actually outrageous.
Uh,
Man,
Did I score a
unfortunately, the,
touchdown?
because he got a touchdown, receiving touchdown.
Oh,
That-
receiving.
that's how.
unfortunately, the Chiefs might be awake, which is the worst thing about this whole thing. is
What's
the
their record now? 2-2.
Chiefs
They
are
are
2-2, and they got a good game against the Jaguars, which we will touch on in a minute.
Yeah.
But speaking of chaotic games, Robbie, I cannot believe that we stayed up on a 4 touchdowns from Holmes. Wow, underrated performance. A Sunday
After
night
the Joseph.
football game. We stayed up, ladies and gentlemen. If you were there, you know what I'm talking about. 12:15 in the morning for a god tie. A tie.
I actually, surprisingly,
They were 1 second away from losing.
thought
Literally 1 second.
if that was ridiculous. By the way, that one play.
That clock should have ran out.
I talked to multiple Packers people throughout the week,
What did
and
Professor D'Alicio say about that game?
Shout out Professor
pretty much
D'Alicio.
shout out Professor for real.
Man.
He had the same comments I would have said. Jordan Love, he's pretty good at football, but the one thing that translated that was bad from his play at Utah State was his god awful clock management.
my
That was one of his
God.
red flags.
I wasn't sure if it was him or LaFleur.
that was. They had no timeouts.
Maybe Matt Eberflus
overtime-
went to the other sideline and was trying to control that because we saw what happened last Thanksgiving. Shout out last Thanksgiving.
Shout out last thing too. Shout out Bears.
That might be one of the craziest endings to a game
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life.
So
How do you mess that up?
Packers
Almost
clock
did it again.
management. Packers clock management. God awful. Though we have seen worse. Shout out Dallas though for actually playing football. I thought
Offensive football, defense
While-
is optional.
defense
while
again
their
didn't show up.
defense couldn't stop
A tumbleweed.
a tumbleweed. That's a good way to put it. Dak Prescott has decided to actually play football and to help no one in fantasy.
He's an MVP candidate right now, Dak Prescott.
George Pickens
I mean, he has, to,
has
with how much he throws the
quietly
ball.
been amazing. We go to the Cowboys stats.
George,
please?
Sorry.
George Pickens was literally doing
George
his best
Pi-
Percy Harvin
also
impression.
shout out Javonte Williams for reviving his whole career.
Listen, he was always a good running back. He just had the 2 torn Achilles in Denver. He's always a
George
good running
George
back.
Pickens went 8 for 134 and 2 touchdowns. George Pickens has more receiving yards than multiple number ones on other.
To make
teams.
matters worse, that catch he had in overtime.
Jeez.
Oh my
Mhm.
Yeah, he's good.
Warner's projected 17 fantasy points this week.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Like we mentioned, though, the defense irrelevant. Though we might actually see their defense play good for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Jets and the Cowboys this week.
Yikes.
Wow.
We have a
Yikes.
team that couldn't stop a tumbleweed taking on a team that couldn't stop a 7th grade middle school football squad.
I kid you not, Robbie. I think the 2025 Florida Gators offense would put up 30 points on the Jets and the Cowboys.
I think they put 40 on the Cowboys.
I mean,
I
DJ Lagway would look like prime Tim Tebow.
At least
Yeah,
we
that
put
was at
pressure
3
on the
touchdowns.
quarterback. I mean, at least we made contact with a quarterback at some point in the game.
Hey.
To
Though
get a penalty for it, though.
though it was illegal. We did sack Tua once, I believe, maybe once. And I think we had 1 tackle for loss the whole game that wasn't that. So, Javonte Williams, fantasy owners, this is your chance to go out and win your fantasy matchup.
Chuba Hubbard just got ruled out.
Yes, let's go. Totally don't have him in fantasy this week. Yes.
So did Bucky Irvin.
Yeah.
Just picked up Rico Dowdle in the
Big
Iona
injury
Fantasy
week.
League.
We'll take a quick break. When we return, picks
On whatever this show
on
is.
the booth review. We'll be right back.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, this is Anthony Carlo, TV news reporter in New York City and proud alum. If you're looking for a career in media, Iona is the place to be. From internships to real-world experience, Iona's media program is unprecedented. Take it from an industry professional who made it in the biz.
Now back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for everyone's favorite segment. It is time for our Sunday and Monday pick'em of NFL games.
But before we start with the pick'em, I would just like to remind everybody the records from last week.
That's right.
As starting off with Chase went 2-2-1 with his wins being the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Rams.
Not bad.
I'll take it.
In first place was yours truly.
Yeah, we don't need to go over.
3-1-1. And in last place is Mr. Robbie Baza, who went 1-3-1.
Yeah, it was not a good week for me last week. But it's time for redemption.
And I don't have to watch my team play because they already ruined my weekend. So for those of you that are Niners fans, I hope you enjoy your very peaceful 10 days.
It will be fun.
Shout out Mac Jones.
Let's begin.
Shout out to Mac.
Let's begin with the picks. We will start with the game that no one will be watching. And no, I'm not talking about the Giants and the Saints. It is the 1 and what are they? 1-2-1.
The 1-2-1 Cowboys versus the
Dallas
0-4
Cowboys
Jets.
taking on the 0-4 Jets. And someone messaged me a great question. What should we do on the show next week if the Jets win this game?
That's a
Comment down below what
That's
we
a
should
good
do.
question.
We will. The top comment we'll consider. I think that's a fair way to do it.
Yeah.
If it's as long as it's reasonable.
And
We will
appropriate.
get- and appropriate and won't
course.
get me demonetized or get
Obviously.
me sacked.
We could all show up
Um,
in like Halloween masks and stuff for the Jets.
That's
win.
crazy.
A few weeks
I will
out
wear
from
my
that.
jersey next week.
You should do that anyway.
Well, we lose too much, so I
True.
don't.
Fair enough.
If we win, I will bring the Garrett Wilson jersey or the hoodie. So
Okay.
like and subscribe to WIR if you want to see that. But it's time Jets and the Cowboys. I'm not going first. JJ, you can go first.
Yeah, you got it.
There's no way in God's name. The Jets have had 2 home games. They got blown out by the Bills and played like garbage, played well against the Steelers, but just couldn't get the job done. It's only a matter of time before the Jets finally win a game. I'm going with the Jets on the
Wow.
upset.
Okay.
Chase?
What did I have them picked as?
Oh,
Who cares? I scrolled past it. Let's see. I mean, yeah, both these teams aren't really fun to watch play football. But you know,
Fun to watch them play defense, that's for sure.
yeah, no, that's fair. I just don't think, I think obviously the Cowboys have a really weird structure of terrible defense, but have actually a really strong offense. And obviously against the Jets, I think that will pay off very much so. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. And also as a Javonte Williams fantasy owner, please capitalize on this. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
in a game that will crush so many hearts, for good or bad. The last time the Jets had 0 wins and played the Dallas Cowboys past week 2, The Jets won, and they didn't deserve it.
It was the Robbie Anderson game.
It was.
That was a pretty sick
My
touchdown
guy,
pass.
Robbie Anderson, who's now on the practice squad of the
I'm
Commanders.
pretty sure his name is like
Robbie Chosen.
Robbie Chosen. Like
The
wow.
fall off of him is kind of needs to be studied.
Him
But
and Quincy Anunwa had the fall.
well,
off of the
Quincy
century.
Anunwa got destroyed his knee a couple of times.
There was a weird like.
Dude, Demarius Thomas was on that team.
True. There
Rest
were
in peace.
Jericho. I
That
mean,
is true.
do you really
yeah.
think that he was better than Jericho Cotchery though? I mean, come on now.
Maybe if he stayed healthy, he
There was
could
a
have been.
weird stretch in that year where random New York
Bro.
Jets,
We have to stop naming late
Random-
2010s Jets players.
random New York Jets players
God.
keep showing up to a Honda dealer that was near
Leonard
me, and I
Williams was on
met
that
Quincy Anunwa,
Brandon Marshall.
Robbie
Brandon
Anderson,
Marshall on that team.
Sean Green legend,
Le'Veon Bell was their starting running back.
Tevin Coleman,
In
and Bilo
2021,
Powell.
when we played the Dallas Cowboys, Le'Veon Bell was our starting running back, and our starting quarterback, I don't even remember who it was.
Zach, it wasn't Zach,
Not
right?
Zach Wilson. It was
Oh,
Sam Darnold.
Oh, it was the first game of Sam Darnold's
from
return.
mono.
Back from mono. Yeah.
God, we should have
Um,
known they would have won at that point.
Yeah, we won that game. So
in
I
blowout fashion, I believe.
no, we won by 2. So
I'm thinking of a different game.
I have the same script. We are going to win. It is going to be terrible defense, a myth, and I have the Jets winning by 3.
16-13
no.
final score.
I have it at 21-18 because so
Brutal.
24-21 makes more sense.
All right, let's talk about an actual good game
Sounds
next.
well
Please,
We've got the number 1 team in the league versus arguably the number 1 defense in the league. It's
Are we talking about the
Eagles-
Cleveland Browns?
It's Eagles Broncos. Robbie, start us off.
I am going with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Denver Broncos on the road have been surprisingly bad, unsurprisingly bad. So I
Broncos
am
have just
going
been
to. I
normally
trust the Eagles
surprisingly
way
bad.
more in this type of situation. We need to see more, I believe, from 2 players, and that's Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown. For multiple
For
reasons.
my fantasy team's sake, yes.
Same. So I am going with the Eagles. I have 2 touchdowns for Saquon, 1 for AJ Brown, and the Eagles for these get the Broncos to have negative fantasy points for the second time this season.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah.
For the number 1 defense in the league.
Yeah, because they've already done it already, and it pissed me
They
off.
did against the Colts.
You bet. And,
Oh, what a
and they have a
game.
better offense than the Colts, the Eagles. So you put the
That's not saying much.
I know mesh those
Hey,
2
let's,
together.
let's
and then
not
you have that.
discredit the Colts offense. Listen, we played them last week. They're legit. Like they
Yeah,
are
they're an
actually
AD
a-
Mitchell away from winning that game.
Yeah,
Shout out to Lil Cow of the Week. AD
Still playing better
Mitchell.
than AJ Brown.
that's true.
So
All right, AJ Brown fantasy owner. Okay.
yeah. Well, I think I've chosen the Eagles
I'm now
every time.
I'm now grateful that you did draft AJ Brown over
Yeah.
me.
Well, I mean, I've taken So I have
Yes,
AJ Brown. I think I've taken the Eagles each time we've done these.
Yes, you have.
The,
and that's
well,
not
the
gonna-
one time we did this.
No,
Well,
we did it
we
twice.
did Rams Eagles, didn't we? Pretty
Yeah,
good.
we did.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
we both picked.
We
the
didn't
Eagles.
keep track. We keep track of that one, but we're keeping
Nah,
track
who
now.
cares?
So,
The
yeah.
Eagles, I'm still going to pick them because, I mean, you talk about frauds in the AFC West. I don't think it's the Chargers. I think it's very much the Broncos because I can't trust that offense for the life of me. So I'm going to go with the Eagles in this one.
I'm gonna just save you guys the time. The Eagles are gonna win this football game.
5-0.
All right, next one. We're gonna go to the 4:00 slate, and one game that I'm very intrigued about. Justin Herbert
Ooh.
and the Chargers
Mm.
taking on the returning Jaden Daniels.
Could be-
G5,
could be
Semi
the-
disappointing Washington Commanders
Could be the battle of the frauds. Who knows?
in the battle.
Well.
In the battle of teams that people would consider frauds, the team that doesn't like to win wild card games, the Chargers, take on the Washington Commanders, who somehow made it to the NFC title game last year and got beaten up because of it.
Yeah.
Like-
Lightning in a bottle.
Lightning in a bottle, we'll find out. I'll start again. I am going with Los Angeles. They've been really good at home, and while they did play god awful against the Giants, at home they've been pretty good this season. Washington, I don't know how they're going to look with Jaden Daniels returning.
I mean, that's not
I don't know what
saying much.
version
I
of
had
Jaden
one
Daniels-
home game.
I don't know what version of Jaden Daniels we're going to get.
I agree.
That's my main thing with it. Is he's coming back from an injury. He's been out for a couple of weeks. I don't know if they start Marcus and then go to Jaden Daniels. I don't know what Washington's trying to do. I'm going with the Chargers. They have the more stable quarterback situation. I think a big day for Quentin Johnston's on the cards as well. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I think I also chose the Chargers when they were playing the Broncos, and obviously that was in the Chargers' home. And then going into, obviously, they played not the best game against the Giants, and I think they'll desperately need to bounce back from that. And also, I don't think, obviously, like you said, Basil, I think they're going to be putting a lot on Jaden Daniels' plate to try to save kind of what's been a kind of poor start to the season. And I don't think they're going to do it here, so I think I will take the Chargers here for the win.
I don't hate that pick. I'm going to lean towards Washington because I think this offense is so much better with Jaden Daniels. I mean, they are without Terry McLaurin again, but I think that this is going to be a very explosive game. And I think Justin Herbert's just not going to, he's going to play well, don't get me wrong, but I just think that the Commanders are due for a bounce back game.
Mhm.
As we follow this up with another 4:00 game.
We're
in the
doing
Pacific
another
North-
4:00 game.
Yeah,
That's news to
'cause
me.
this game
We
is,
just skipped
to
something
me,
else.
this game is probably the most intriguing one of them all. In the Pacific Northwest,
No.
you want to talk about a fraud. The Seattle Seahawks will get absolutely exposed by the Tampa Bay
Is
Buccaneers.
Jason playing?
Bucks by 10.
Jason hurt.
I don't know who's hurt. I don't know what's going on.
It don't matter.
I
The
know
Bucks-
Their number one
Bucks are
receiver
winning.
could be
Bucky Irving
Torrey
may be hurt.
Horton. I don't
Tor-
care. I am taking the Seahawks. Sorry, not Mariners.
I'm also taking Seattle. Bucky Irving and Mike Evans are hurt.
Yeah.
Not worried. The
Despite
Hawks are not
Devin
good.
Devin
Rashad White's gonna
Witherspoon
go crazy.
and
Yeah.
Julian Love.
And Sean Tucker.
Sean Tucker.
Sean Tucker.
JJ, please. You're lying to yourself.
I'm not. The Seahawks can't stop the run at all.
Well, Bucky
They can
Irving's
stop
not
Rashad
playing.
White.
They can't
They
stop
can
him.
stop Rashad
I'll tell you what.
White. Come on.
I can't wait to see what Reek Woolens can do against Chris Godwin and Emeka Egbuka, who just might be the worst cornerback in football. Actually,
Yeah,
no,
Reek
Emmanuel,
Woolens not
Emmanuel
great.
Forbes.
Emmanuel Forbes exists. So
And
yeah.
he's on my team. Yay.
So I'm going with Seattle. I trust them. That's another trust thing. Baker Mayfield is a 1/2 player. I'm convinced by that. While I am a fantasy owner of his, he is often frustrating yet still very talented. But I think
Yeah.
this game will be close. Give me Seattle as the Seahawks go to 4-1 somehow. We will go to, what do we think? Sunday night or Monday night?
Monday. night.
Monday night.
We'll
for
go Monday
sure.
night.
I think we all take
The
Bills Sunday night.
Jaguars are somehow
Yeah,
3-1.
Pats cover, though. Pats cover
Pats
7.5.
They play them close every time
The
do.
Jaguars, who are 3-1 for whatever the reason.
because the Texans
they have
are
not-
terrible.
The Jags have not really
Shout out
played
to Texans
anyone
for
that
winning
good.
26-0 and doing that.
And
And
Brock
they-
Purdy's back.
And
That's
the
the reason why the
and I'll
Jaguars
tell
are
you
winning
what,
3-1.
the Texans looked terrible in the first half.
I mean,
terrible.
by the way, I got to
Hey,
notice
they
this. That was
showed
the
the
fastest
Titans.
sack of the season.
Yeah,
With was
that's like the
Jeffrey
sack.
Simmons.
Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons. That's like the sack you get in Madden, where you play fake and you're
Yeah.
already on the ground the minute you fake the handoff.
Tygo jailbreak screen just gets.
It's like the second
destroyed off
Kyler
the
last
Actually
year from the
killed,
Jets.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
good.
knocked his helmet off.
there you
That's
go.
true.
It's a good one.
So, Chiefs and the Jags. I am never picking Jacksonville in a game like this. Trevor
Probably
Lawrence,
good call.
a guy who could have gone to the Jets, but we decided to do something called the win games.
And who did they do it against? My football team on
Oh,
my birthday.
Yes,
Sam
we did.
Darnold, man.
And then we beat the Browns, which we couldn't even do that when we were healthy.
And then you lost to the and then you beat the Jaguars, who really
no,
destroyed you.
we lost to the
No,
Jaguars.
you beat the Jaguars.
No, we didn't.
That's how you got the number 2 picks, because the Jaguars.
We have it. We had the tiebreaker over them anyway. But we didn't play Jacksonville that year. So
Pretty sure you
I
did.
am going with
They're
Kansas
pretty much
City.
screwed with it
I
now.
think this game will not be close. I think this game will be very similar to the second Monday night game. This is a blowout. I have the Chiefs by 24.
Wow.
This game
Okay.
will not be close.
So is this the game that the Chiefs finally established themselves once again in the NFL?
Is this the Isaiah Pacheco game? It
Um,
better be.
who is the other running back? Brady.
yeah, it was the
Brashard Smith.
Brashard
Brashard Smith
Smith.
game.
Touchdown.
Kareem Hunt.
Calling it.
Kareem Hunt.
Rashard Smith
It's not gonna be
touchdown. I
Kareem
got
Hunt.
3 for Xavier Worthy.
All right.
Jags get destroyed.
Mahomes
Chase,
going off.
what do you
5
got?
touchdowns. No, I'm still going to go with the Chiefs. Obviously, like we've all said, the Jaguars. I mean, that entire AFC South division, I don't think there's any team you really trust coming out of
Yeah.
that division. So, yeah, I
Trust
think the
never
Chiefs
hurt.
will definitely, as we've said, get closer and closer to being that evil empire once again.
And
get the
hard
dub.
for me to not pick Kansas City here. The Jags, for some reason, just can't win prime times. But hey, if this is the 2017 Jags Redux, I am here for it. Just not in London week 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see if Jacksonville can go back to their ways when they had Blake Bortles at quarterback, or if the Chiefs could actually move the ball. But that will be a discussion for next week, as that is the end of another edition of the Booth Review here on WIUR Radio every Friday from 12 to 1, right here on the WIUR Gales YouTube channel. For JJ Seglio and Chase Caridi, I'm Robbie Basil saying so long. We'll see you guys next week.
Live from New York. This is WIUR Radio.